So today I'm going to talk about why you should focus on long-term compared to short-term businesses. My name is Vishal. I've done over $20 million in revenue for myself and my business. I can tell you there are many mistakes I've made, and this is one of the most important. Early on in my career, I was building businesses after business, doing many things, okay? I was doing that because I was broke, all right? I was broke. I did not have any money. So my goal was to make money. When your goal is to make money, you focus on things that allow you to make money now, but it's not good long term. That took me years to learn, and a lot of time, headache, and heartache to get out of that cycle. To build something long term, you need a good skill, right? And you need a money. You need money so that you can work on that long term. So I built probably 10 plus businesses, and most of them failed. It was only one of the business towards the end of my career. Recently, I had a 7-figure exit from one of my businesses. I've been in the business for about 8 years and done a lot. Compared to all the things that I have done, I should have pretty good business at this point, right? Which I don't. I'm learning how valuable it is to build long-term businesses. If I had just spent last 8 years building a really good business like Uber, Netflix, or Coca-Cola, I would have that business. But I wasted a lot of time. I looked for opportunities that allowed me to make money now, not allowed me to be free in 10, 20, 30 years in the future. So the biggest lesson is focusing on delayed gratification. Early on in my career, like I said, I was always trying to get things done now. Like I want results now. I want money now. I want things now. I want things to happen now. But I'm much more laid back now for all the things that I know and all the things that I've gone through. Even me making this YouTube videos, I know today this video is not going to get many views. My channel only has about 100 subscribers. But in the future, in 2 years, in 3 years, right, people are going to see this video. When they find my one viral video, they're going to notice that, oh, I was making video for the past 3, 4, 5 years, right? And that is going to compound. So I'm in a position now where I can put that time into delayed gratification. You need to decide you should do X or Y. And if one of them is a delayed gratification, if one of them takes longer, then you should always choose the one that takes longer to get the results, okay? Because your brain wants you to think that, oh, by doing this, you're gonna get results now. But you don't want instant gratification. You want delayed gratification. You don't want the better future now, you want the better future in the future. Okay. You don't want better present, you want better future. Okay. So that's my lesson number 1, which is delayed gratification. Now from there, my second lesson is building a long-term business in long-term industry. Okay. Again, we're having a conversation of why long-term mindset is better than short-term. So if that's the way you're thinking, then you should also be building a business in a long-term industry. For example, SaaS, software. Yes, there are many big software companies, but they have only been here for the last 20, 30 years. They have not been here for that many years compared to something like insurance or real estate. People have been buying a house and selling a house and building a house for generations, for 400, 500, even 1,000 years, right? Insurance, people have been buying insurance to protect their land, protect their house, protect their car, right? Those are long-term industry. If you want to build a long-term business, you want to build a great business in a long-term industry. You don't want to be a fly-by-night business. For example, if you build something in AI is hot now, but it is so new that you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what AI is going to do in the next 5 years. Is it going to ruin itself or all the industry? We don't know. It is very new. When you are in a new industry, there's a lot of money. You can make a lot of money fast, but you can also lose a lot of money fast too. Whenever you're building a business, think about the long-term businesses, the long-term industry that I'm building in. For example, NFT. I don't know anybody talking about NFT now, but back in 2021, 2022, everyone was talking about NFT. NFT was the thing, and everything's going to happen in NFT. No one's going to use money, right? But no one's talking about NFT now. Everyone's talking about AI. There's always this hype there was COVID. There's always something happening in the world. You cannot be faked out by that. You cannot build a business based on a hype. You need to build a business based on a proper foundation, a proper industry. It is going to last 500,000 years. Okay. If you're going to put time into something, then it's better be worth it. Okay. The next lesson that I have is compounding effect. When you focus on long term, what you're going to have is compounding effect. I'm sure you have heard of it, but if you have a penny, okay, you have a penny and you double that penny every day for 30 days, you're going to have $5.3 million. Okay. You start with just 1 penny on day 1, and then you have 2 penny, 4 penny, right? It just keeps going. And then by day 15, you have $163. That doubles to 300, 600, 1300, 2600, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 40,000, 80,000, 160,000. Okay. So we just went from penny to $160,000 on day 25. But check this out. Most of the value is actually created in the last few days. We go from 160 to 320, 320 to 600 to $1.3 million, 2.6 million, and 5.3 million. It's the same in business, right? Most of the value doesn't come when you start. If you start a business, you're not going to become a billionaire today. It's going to happen 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now. And even then, it's not going to happen on the first 40 or 45 years. It's going to happen on the last 4 to 5 years. And most of it is going to actually happen on the last 2 years. Okay, that's how the compounding effect works. You need to hang in there for the rest of your life. If you don't, you may be building a business here, building a business there. You may be doing a whole bunch of different things, but you never realize the compounding effect of the work you have done. You plant a tree, then you plant another tree. You had last week, last summer, right? So you keep moving on to a new foundation, which is not the way to go. The way to go is to focus on one thing, a really long-term industry, and let it compound. Keep at it every year, every month, every day. Keep making that business better. My belief is that most of our competitors are going to quit, but the people who are going to make money are the people who stay there. You keep hanging in there, making it better slowly and slowly. Soon you're going to see people start recognizing you. Soon your videos are going to start working. Soon customers are going to come to you. Soon your customers are going to get better results, right? And soon you'll become the leader in your industry. And when you become the leader in your industry, whatever the industry you're in, it's probably $1 billion, $1 trillion industry, and you can pull in $100 million, $200 million, even $1 billion from that industry if you just hang in there. The next reason why you want to focus on long-term compared to short-term is mastery, right? When you do something for so long, you become master at it. You become good at it. When you become so good at certain things, you become the only person, the only choice for that thing you are good at. For example, if you play piano for 70 years, of course you're going to be the best at playing piano, okay? Which means, let's say there's an event, right? The event has to go perfect and the money is not a problem. Guess what? You're going to be the guy who is going to get hired for that because you have the most amount of experience. Someone who's been trading for the past 50 years, they have seen all the ups and downs. They have analyzed so many charts, right? They know what works. They know what doesn't work. They are more likely to make money, okay? And the same goes in business, in insurance, dog training, or let's say a restaurant business, right? Even if you're in a restaurant business, you have a recipe that you perfect the recipe for the past 70 years, right? You just make the best product. When you have a best product, people talk about you, right? Why do people talk about Gordon Ramsay restaurant, right? Because he's been doing this for so long and he has the best restaurant. He has the best food. He knows how to serve his customer, how to wow them. He knows what they want. People travel to his restaurant from hundreds and thousands of miles. You want to focus so long that you become the best in the industry. And by doing so, there is no other choice for people to come to you, okay? Because you are number one, right? For example, let's say a heart surgeon, right? You're having a problem with your heart and you need to move that heart, take out the heart and put a new heart. Who are you going to find? If you have all the money, you're going to find the best doctor who has done it for the longest amount of time and who has done it for the maximum amount of time and who has done it correctly all of those times, right? You don't want any mistakes. With the heart, you die, right? So you become the only choice if you keep doing something long enough, which means people have to come to you, no other choice. That also means you can command the pricing. You can charge whatever you want. Why do you think Rolex can charge $50,000, $100,000 for a watch? Because they've been at it long and they make the best product. They have the community, okay? They have the best watch. They have the brand. They have the reputation. You want to build a great company and focus on mastering that one skill. The next thing is working with great employees. It is possible to pay minimum wage and build a great companies. McDonald's, KFC, Walmart have done it. It is possible, but it's not fun. If I have to pay a minimum wage to a lot of my employees, it is just not fun. I don't want to pay minimum wage to anybody. I want to hire the top player. I want to pay $1 million per year to all of my employees and build a company that allows me to do. If I'm the CEO, if I'm building a company, I want to be surrounded by people who are way better than me, who make me look stupid, who make me think twice before I say anything, because I know they're going to know if I do speak bullshit. That comes from having great employees, and you need to pay up for talent. If you're always penny pinching, right? If you're always hiring a minimum wage employee, that tells something about your company. That tells something about your brand, right? You're not the premium brand in the market, and the people you're working with are probably not happy. Like, they're probably gonna look for a second job, find something else, right? And you are miserable because you're not paying enough to your employees. If you want to build a great long-term company, you need to focus on hiring great employees, and that company inherently should be able to pay really good salaries for the employees that work in that company. What that also means is that the company should also have a high profit margin to be really profitable. If it's not profitable, then it needs to, again, hire a lower wage employee to save money and to be profitable. But if the company itself is very profitable, then you can pay up your employees and you can have a higher quality. It's more fun, and you can build a longer, stable company, right? Think of it like you have one company with top employees, very talented, they graduated from top university. And on the other side, you have minimum wage employee, right? Which company do you think is going to last long? Of course, the one with talented people, because when talented people come together in a place and they try to build something, it's probably going to work, okay? Compared to other employees where they're looking for a second job, they're not interested, it is just their hobby for now, whatever. So that's what it means to focus long-term compared to short-term. You always want to be building a business that will last for 50 to 100 to 500 years. It may not last that long, but if you plan for it, you may just build that business. That's my lesson after making over 20 million in revenue. That's what I'm working on now, and I hope this video is helpful. See you on the next video.